Because the biggest pose that we were going to work into involves all three, your neck, back, and hips, and it can be a little intense. So we'll try to work up to it. If not, we'll work up to just a regular warrior two, and that'll be like our most intense pose of the day. So when you're ready, oh my gosh, no sound bowl today. If you want, you could start laying down, whichever one feels better for you, however the body would prefer to be right now. Noticing what sensations are present within you right now. If there's anything screaming at you, saying, I am in pain. Those shoulder areas. If there's anything within you that's perhaps saying, I feel great. Maybe something is singing to you in the body. We are amidst Scorpio season, which is all about death and rebirth. It's all about the depth within emotions and the amount of pain and transformation that we can fully go through. And I think a really powerful thing about Scorpio is that they are a water sign, but they are the fieriest of water signs. It's almost like a hot tea, that boiling, really hot water to help everything else steep. May this Scorpio season help you to embrace your inner strength and continue to go deeper into areas that you may be uncomfortable. And may this practice allow you to ground yourself in whatever that means for you. Ground yourself in the depth of your emotions. Ground yourself in the openness of your soul and your spirit. Ground yourself within your body and your mind. Before we fully dive into our practice today, I wanted to guide us through a new, or perhaps maybe a new breath work called Nadi Shodhana. It's an alternate nostril cleansing breath. So with your dominant hand, whichever hand you prefer, you can utilize your thumb and your ring finger, or your thumb and your middle finger. We're going to close the right nostril, inhaling from the left side. We're going to close the left nostril once you're finished inhaling and exhale out the right side. After exhaling from the right side, inhale from that same side. Plug the side that you inhaled and exhale out the opposite side. Inhaling after you finish inhaling on the same side. Switching nostrils to exhale. Finding your own pace for this. If it's comfortable, if it's aligned. It may feel a little awkward with the sniffles or the stuffies. Or if you're sick, you can practice just a regular deep breath. Perhaps encourage yourself to just spend an extra moment exhaling, breathing out deeper. This breath is essentially polishing and cleansing our brains. And so as we inhale from one side, it's polishing and cleaning the opposite side of the brain. As we exhale, a new round of breath, a new round of oxygen goes up to the brain. Recycling out any carbon dioxide stuck in the lungs. Practicing this Nadi Shodhana today as it will come back around as we do certain isolations in our practice today. We're finding a few twists, we're finding a few openings of the chest and the hips. And I love how the bottoms of the feet are together in that butterfly pose. Starting off strong with your wings fluttering perhaps. Flying high. As you're setting your intentions, as you're settling into your practice, and bringing forth anything that you'd like to transmute on your mat today. As you inhale, the arms can rise next to the ears. As you exhale, the hands can come down towards the knees. Inhaling, the arms up above head. Exhaling them down towards the knees. A few reclining sun breaths to get us started in our practice. Inhaling to come up, and as your arms are up, if you'd like to interlace your fingertips and press your palms above head even more, you can oscillate those palms from left to right, move them forwards towards the face and backwards to try to touch the floor. If you'd like to bring it in front of your chest and maybe push your chest towards the fingers. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely to release those hands. You can stay laying down. If anything, I'll meet you there because we were going to do some things laying down to prepare you. I wanted to get those arms a little stretched first though. But the next pose that we were going to do is, it's like you're reading my mind. Our legs are going to go up and we're going to reach for our legs with our hands. And if you'd like to bring the chest up towards the legs, you can. You can also utilize a strap if you'd like to go underneath the feet. Bring a little relief to those hamstrings. You can grab hold of the bottoms of the feet if you'd like and happy baby it. Maybe you bring a little smile to your face, some intentions for your practice today, a little bit of joy, a little bit of love. When you're ready, you can unhook the feet, press the bottoms of the feet towards the sky once again, maybe holding on to the legs if you'd like, allowing for the arms to stretch out as they reach for the legs. Yeah, that strap is always a good move. You know, I was over there and did not grab myself a strap, but it's okay. And when you're ready, we'll let those legs slowly come down to the floor. The bottoms of the feet are going to be on the floor, and the knees are going to be up towards the sky. And you can drop your knees from side to side, do a little windshield wiper if you'd like. Oof. And after the windshield wiper, our knees are going to come back up towards the sky, and our feet are going to be as close together as they can without fully touching, making sure that there's nothing underneath our neck. We're going to press into the bottoms of our feet, rise the hips up to the sky, putting our weight into our shoulders, coming into a bridge pose. And if you can, bring your knees in closer together to really feel that emphasis on the glutes. Yeah. And if you'd like, you could walk your feet in just a little closer. If you can or you'd like, maybe you come onto the toesies. Let the heels come off the mat just a little bit higher before you send your hips all the way back down to the ground. And we're gonna find a little mini flow with this. So we're gonna inhale our hips up to the sky, peeling off from our hips first up towards our upper back. And then as we exhale, our upper back is gonna find the ground first, hips slowly lowering towards the ground. And we'll work in a few of these, inhaling the hips up towards the sky, peeling off the hips first, exhaling to start putting that upper back onto the mat. A few more times, inhaling to come up, activating those glutes and those legs, exhaling to come down, feeling how strong you are. 2 more times, inhaling to come up, exhaling gently to come down. And last time, inhaling to come up. Pausing or pulsing if you'd like a little extra. Holding at the top of the inhale, a little extra sip of air before you exhale the hips down, and you can knock out the knees from side to side. Start to windshield wiper them out. Ooh. You can inhale the knees towards the chest. Give them a nice big hug. Give yourself a nice little massage on the back. Before we do anything else, we're going to work through our little leg circuit, if you will, little leg stretches. So we'll extend the left leg all the way out to the bottom of the mat, holding in that right leg into our chest. You can do a few circles if you'd like as you grab the shin. If the ankle wants to make any circles, it can make some circles as you do the rest of the leg. Maybe you bring that right leg, right knee, over to the right side of you. Yep, and if you want to utilize a block to come underneath that leg, you can. It's almost like a reclining tree pose. Feeling that one hip open first. Sending a breath and a big smile to that hip, saying thank you, hip, for moving today. And when you're ready, we can bring that hip over onto the left side of you. Coming into a deep reclining twist. The left hand can rest on top of that right knee. If you need a block under the knee, feel free to also add a block. The right hand will come out behind you as it reaches and you twist. Inhaling deeply into the spine, exhaling out the mouth, releasing into the lower back. Another round of breath here before you come back through center. You can hug that knee in once more, and if you'd like, you can extend the leg. No rush, moving at your own pace. If you want, you can also utilize the strap to let the leg come down, up, around. If you do any circles, just try to also go on the opposite side as well. There you go. And if that leg wants to find that twist again, or that little tree pose, feel free to. Ooh. Inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. As you release any tension felt in the hips, bringing in both of the knees for a big, big hug once again. Loving yourself, hugging yourself. And then this time the right leg will extend to the opposite side of the mat, to the end of the mat. And we'll do the same thing, starting off with the ankle circles and the hip circles if you wanted to make the ankle circles. It's really the hip circles that we're more focused on here. And
Switch legs now, I don't know.
huh?
Did I switch legs?
I don't know either. But you know, actually I don't think you did. But you know how we're gonna
I
know?
did the circles with this. Does
With that
mean
leg?
I have my
Yeah, so then switch legs. I was about to say, you know how we're gonna tell? Bring that leg out to the its own side. To coming into like the reclining tree or the twist. That's how you'll know. You'll be like, nope, I've done this side before. Once this side has gotten the circles and the hips and on the ankles, it can find the left side of itself coming into that reclining tree, and you could utilize a block underneath the knee for some additional support. It's like that butterfly pose that we started in on one side. Just giving this hip a little bit more love, a little bit more focus, a little bit more attention before we inhale the knee back up towards the sky, and we'll gently bring it over to the opposite side of us. To the right side, the right hand will rest on the left knee, and the left hand will find itself out behind you, reaching, or maybe cactusing if you'd prefer. But doing your best to keep those shoulders on the ground. Deep twist. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. One last round of breath with this twist. And when you're ready, you can come back to the center. I was about to say unbend the leg. You can also unbend the leg in that position if you want to. We're gonna do the same or similar movements with the left leg unbent now. Letting it come down to kiss the right foot. Moving out some circles for those hips. And from here, we'll bring both of the bottoms of the feet to the ground once again. And we're gonna do a little bit for the arms before we fully transition a little bit into more Vinyasa style. We're gonna bring our right ankle onto our left knee. Yep, just like that. And we're gonna bring our arms out towards either side, both sides of you. Almost like you're giving the world a hug, giving soul work a hug, giving these beautiful flowers a nice big hug. And then go ahead and give yourself a nice big hug with the left arm on the bottom. Right arm on top. Big hug, yep. We're doing like a reclining eagle pose. Grabbing at the arms, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and doing your best to bring your elbows towards the face as much as possible. The elbows towards the face gives a little bit more opening to the shoulders, a little bit more opening to the back and to the chest. If the legs want a little bit more, you can inhale the left foot off the ground. Feeling that in the whole body. Bringing a gentle smile to your face once again. A little bit more joy to your Scorpio season depth. A little bit more gratitude, a little bit more love. 3, 2, 1, and we can release those arms, let the leg come down to the ground. Arms will come back out to that big hug. You could starfish yourself out and hug the world. If the feet want to find a butterfly, that works too. And when you're ready, the bottoms of the feet will find the floor once again. This time it's the left ankle that's going to find the right knee. And this time it'll be our left arm on top and right arm on the bottom, giving ourselves a deep hug. And if that foot that's on the ground wants to come off the ground, start to activate those hips just a little bit more, you can. But also try to focus some of that energy on the arms that are giving yourself such a nice big hug, making you feel such comfort, such love. Maybe you bring your elbows towards your face a little bit more opening for the shoulders. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Feeling the opening everywhere in the body for another 3, 2, 1. You can release the arms, release the legs. If you'd like to give the world a hug once again, the knees, maybe you want to just drop from side to side. And however you get there, we'll meet in a tabletop position. No rush. Oh. Letting your body be your guide. And me just being somebody with some decent suggestions. Oh. How you feeling? Starting to open up slowly. We'll meet in a tabletop. Either a tabletop or a child's pose. And if you want to make it more restorative, less intense, that's another big theme of Scorpio season is intensity. As a Scorpio rising, I myself know that Scorpios love to be very intense. Not even on purpose, it's just a lifestyle. So as you move through the Vinyasa portion of today, ask yourself how intense the body prefers to be. If it prefers to be less intense, we're going to utilize the blocks even more. And that's where I'm at today.
My hands have been just so sensitive. And
Okay.
with yoga, like my wrist.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah, let's start there. We can start with our hands. Can you put your fingertips towards your face? Yep, just like that. And we'll move left and right. It's gonna feel a little awkward, but that's okay. Can you move forwards and backwards like this? Maybe make some circles. In the other direction as well, if you made any circles. Can you bring your fingertips to face each other? So they'll rotate, I guess that's counterclockwise. And then when the fingertips are facing each other, yep, we can go again from left and right. Bending the elbows as needed. You can go forwards and backwards. You can make some big circles over the wrists. If you'd like, you can also pause in any area or any spot that's like, oh yeah, we have a crack there, or we need a little extra something there. It's gonna sound a little weird, but play with the elbows bending one at a time, like a half push-up type thing. And this may also be beneficial for those underarm-ish areas. When you're ready, we could do the same thing with the fingertips pointed outwards this time. Yep. And we'll start left and right. Going forwards and backwards. Ooh. Making circles. And if it would feel good, bending the elbows, it's gonna feel extra awkward here, but it's a little bit of a lot more for the wrists specifically. It's almost like, you know how our feet like pedal it out in a downward dog? We're like almost doing the same thing, but with our hands. You can come onto your fists. Yep. And we'll do the same thing. Some people hate the fist though, but if you hate it, you can also come out of it. We can send the hips back, come into a little child's pose for a moment. Oof. And if you'd like to make it less intense, a block can find your hips or underneath your head. We'll take a few rounds of breath in this child's pose before we walk our hands over to the right side of the mat. We'll give just a little bit of love to this right hip before we walk our hands over to the left side of the mat, and a little bit of love for that left side. When you're ready, you can come back through center. Letting your body melt into the mat just a little bit more. Ooh, and when you're ready, you can float back up. And we'll let our hips sink down. For an upward dog. And from here, it's going to sound weird again. Maybe your hips kind of drop down towards the ground. Yep. And it's almost like a little twist. The wrists and the forearms get a little bit of love too. Yep. Oh. We're going to come back through a tabletop. And we're going to start to thread the needle. So we're going to inhale one arm up towards the sky. Give a little jazz hand. Stretch out. And then we'll exhale and then thread that right hand in between the left hand and the left knee. And then bring our right ear down to the ground or to a block. If the left arm wants to walk out further in front, it can. Or it can find a bind coming to your right hip. Breathing deeply. And allowing for the twist to wring you out of any pain and any sensations no longer serving you. Let them go. Let them go. If the left hand found a bind, it can come back down to the ground. Bending the left elbow once again. We're going to press into that hand. Sweep our right hand up to the sky once again. Say hi to the sun. And this time, actually just let our hand find a nice big circle going in one direction. And when you're ready, on the opposite direction. Really reaching through those fingertips to get a whole arm stretch. And when you're ready, that right hand will find the ground once again. We can shake it out from side to side. If you want to do a little mini vinyasa with a little child's pose, a little upward dog, you can. Before we do the opposite side, we're going to inhale. We're going to press our right hand into the ground. Inhale the left hand up to the sky. Say a little hello to the sky. Before we exhale the left hand in between the right hand and the right knee. Left ear coming down towards the ground. The right hand can walk forward in front of you if you'd like. Can find a bind behind you. Threading and squeezing out anything no longer serving you. Getting it out of your system. Exhaling it all the way out the mouth. And inhaling in your intention. Your love. Up. That right hand can find the ground again. We can sweep, or we can press into the right hand, sweep the left hand off the ground. Little hello to the sky before we do some big arm circles going forwards, reaching through the armpit into the elbow and through the fingers, and also going in the opposite direction with these circles. Ooh. And when you're ready, the left hand can find the ground again. If you'd like, we could move through that mini vinyasa, the little child's pose, through to an upward dog or a cobra. And when you're ready, we could untuck the toes and find our first little down dog of the day. Oh, walking out the legs. We can bring the knees back down to the ground one at a time. We're gonna put our weight into our knees coming up with our chest, and we're gonna swing our left leg out in front of us. And there's gonna be two different ways to take this. We're gonna bring our weight into our left hip. I always love to use a block during this. But from here, we're gonna bring our left hand onto the inside of the left foot. And we're going to inhale our right hand up towards the sky. If you'd like, you can untuck the right toe and bring the right knee off the ground for a little bit more. And from here, we have the greatest stretch in the world, opening all of our body all at once. If you'd like, you can make some arm circles here. Ooh. I love an arm circle in this position, honestly. I find it one of my favorites. You can also bring both of the hands down if you want to bring the elbows down to the ground and give a little bit more to the hip as well. You can, a little lizard pose. Ooh! If the foot needs to walk out to the side a little bit more, feel free to let it walk out to the side. And when you're ready, press into the hands once again. I'm going to utilize the block to push me all the way up to send my hips back, letting the knee unbend, a little moment of a hamstring stretch, letting the toes come towards my face as much as possible. If you want to use your hand, you can help encourage that foot to flex, to open up the hamstring a little bit more. When you're ready, we'll come back up. And if you want to take a vinyasa in between, that little mini vinyasa that we found, you can, before we do the opposite side. Not bad. Not bad at all. We got a little mini vinyasa going in between our big vinyasa. This is what we call a starter vinyasa class. Oh, I can't wait to show this to a vinyasa teacher and be like, this is my style of vinyasa. What do you think? And we'll meet with our right foot this time out in front. And I'm going to utilize the block to just walk me forwards, bringing the weight into the front of that right hip, the front of the right hip to the foot of that right hip. Right hand, or left hand rather, come on the inside of the left or right leg, and we're this time going to inhale our left hand, up towards the sky. And if you'd like, you can tuck those toes out to the ground and send the left knee up to the sky to help open up the chest a bit wider. If you'd like a circle here, you could take a circle. Maybe you notice which side you prefer, or notice what's different on this side. Twisting and opening yourself up. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely before you let your hand come down to the ground. And you can let your elbows come down to the ground if you'd like. Maybe you walk that foot out to the right a bit more. You're doing the same side again?
I don't know.
Do it on the opposite side?
Yeah, I feel like
Have you done it on this side? It feels new? Yeah? Okay. Honestly, it's just one of those days.
I can't tell my left from right muscle.
I considered getting it tattooed for that reason.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Just get a little L and a little R on my index fingers because I've had enough of myself. When you're ready, we can press into those palms. Once again, if you'd like to utilize the block, we're going to be sending our hips back towards our opposite ankle and bringing the front toes to the sky for a little hamstring stretch. Right. Ooh. Exhaling all the way out. When you're ready, if you'd like, you can bring that foot back and take that mini vinyasa that we've created today to little child's pose. Take a little upward dog or cobra. Ooh. Maybe you walk your hands slowly to get to the cobra pose. Walk your hands forward and let your back and spine be the last things to coordinate out. Pressing up if that feels comfortable. And this time we're going to be meeting, we can meet either in a plank or downward dog. So whatever works best for you, however you get there. Oh, What also may have your body extra tight is I find it's been getting colder this week, and all that cold and that wind, it just stays inside of our bodies. Like, hi, I got you now. If you'd like to hold a little plank of a challenge for yourself today, feel free to. I considered it, I even wrote it down and was like, I'm writing this knowing good and well, there may be nobody who wants to do this. But just in case anybody does actually want to, it's down. We can walk our feet up after the down dog. No rush. Letting the body guide you. And letting the poses work for you. And instead of sending our hips back or coming to a standing pose, I'd actually like us to play around for a moment, toggling between the downward dog and then setting the hips down for an upward dog. My body is making noises, so please excuse my body noises. And we're gonna go from this pressed belly down to pressing the hips up a few times. And you can inhale to come up, maybe you exhale to come down. Finding a nice little flow for yourself between the downward dog and an upward dog.
About the wrists, like I can't do that with this. Right?
Okay.
Maybe I just do it open.
Yeah, did that feel better for you with the
With
elbows?
the hands at least.
But does it put too much in your shoulders? Because I know you were also saying that you have a little pain in that shoulder area, so I wouldn't want you to take pain away from one area to put it, you know what I'm trying to say?
This feels sore, but this feels more like uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I'm more afraid of hurting it, so that's why I'm like, well.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, you could stay here. That works as well. And you can still do it in the same way. It just requires a little bit of a lot more, for me at least, core strength. Let's see, you can also just leave your knees on the ground if you'd like. And toggle through a mini puppy pose and a upward dog, or a cobra rather, that is. The idea was to get a toggling motion, just to decide and see which aspect we prefer today. It's kind of an ode towards the hip and the shoulder connection, but also differentiation. So instead of, no, stay down. And I was like, we don't even really have enough time to go through our warriors, but it's perfectly okay. What we can do as our peak pose for the day is take a boat pose, which you might hate me even more for, but it definitely takes all the emphasis off of the arms, wrists, and shoulders. But keeps it towards the energy of the Scorpio season. So riding a boat or riding the wave or riding through whatever life comes up with. And I actually think that might be the theme of today, riding the wave and just allowing it all to just be. So, excuse me. When you're ready, the chest can come down to the ground. And we're gonna focus on this in two different ways. I like to make a bed with my arms, but you can also work with the arms if you'd like. We're gonna start off with the legs and pressing into our pelvis area, pressing into our little belly area. We're gonna send our hips up towards the sky, squeezing our glutes together and doing your best to really put the weight into the pelvis without it being pain. So as you breathe, try to take some of that weight and focus off the lower back. As you breathe, try to send that breath to the openness of the lower back down through the legs. Utilize that exhale to open up your entire lower body for another 3, 2, 1, and let yourself down, release. And just take a moment for integration, noticing what things are present in the low back, in the lower part of the body. You can walk your hands forward in front of you, and we can once again reanalyze the intensity that we want to add. So we're going to start off by just bringing our chest up and pressing our fingertips into the ground and noticing how this active yet a little bit more passive form of the pose works for us. And if you'd like a little bit more, you can press a little deeper or harder into that pelvis area and inhale the hands up. If you'd like, I would not like. Focusing on this upper part of the body for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhaling yourself back down to the ground. Taking another moment for integration. And we will end up doing this one more time, making it the best time. And we'll incorporate the upper body and the lower body. So when you're ready, we'll walk the hands back out in front of us. You can press the fingertips into the ground, pressing the pelvis into the ground as well. We can send our chest up, our feet up behind us. Bring a nice big smile onto your face. Feel how strong you are as you navigate the waves. Feel how strong you are as the currents move you but never knock you down. Your sail is high. The wave finding is going. You're a sailor. You're a boater. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can relax down into the mat beneath you, letting your pirate mask come off. If you feel a desire to challenge yourself or feel another burn, feel free to come up one more time. Embracing all of the sensations present with you today, letting this be the biggest and best one, feeling how strong you are, feeling the depth within your emotions and your body, holding it for as long as you possibly can and feeling all of the sensations within you. Big smile on your face, a little bit more joy. Yes, you've got it, we're doing it. Find the love, and whenever you're ready, you can release. Let yourself relax. And as we start to transition into Shavasana, feel free to take any other movements that you may not have taken. Actually, one that we may want to do is let's actually start by inhaling the bottom of the right foot up towards the sky, and then we'll peel our right hip off the ground, bringing, yep, exactly that. It's a little scorpion stretch. Doing your best to keep the shoulders on the ground, but really feeling this in the lower back. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Finding how this resonates in the body before you exhale it and bring that right leg back over to the right side. If you'd like, you could drop the feet from side to side. An inverted windshield wiper, if you will. Before we let the legs come back down, this time inhaling up the left leg up towards the sky, bringing it over to the right side. If you'd like to tee out the hands in front of you, feel free to. In front of you on the ground. While experiencing this opening for a few more seconds, our last twist of the day, embracing it and embodying it, twisting out anything and everything that's no longer aligned. 3, 2, 1, and the foot can find itself onto the opposite side of you. And when you're ready, you can roll onto your back and find that very comfortable corpse pose. Or if you prefer to sit up, and find a little meditative pose. If the body has anything else it would like to move through, go ahead and give it that. And we'll start to release our practice. Maybe you take a moment to notice whatever came up today. And if any of that has changed, maybe you take a moment to consider the intensity of today's practice and what you were able to accomplish with the challenge. Maybe you come back to your intention and notice if your intention has been amplified in any way, shape, or form. Maybe you come back to your emotions and reflect on the depth of those emotions. like to give us the affirmation today. Of depth does not scare me. It only opens me to more. Depth does not scare me, for it only opens me to more. You can start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Maybe start to bat the eyes open once again. When you're ready, you can come onto your favorite side, finding a fetal position. We'll take a moment of gratitude for yourself for being able to peel yourself out of bed today, for being able to show up and be present, truly and wholly, for not canceling on your desires, for not giving up on yourself. Expressing gratitude for your movement practice today. Expressing gratitude for your breathing practice. And your emotional practice is deepening as well. With the arm that's closest to the sky, you can press that hand into the mat beneath you to come up to a seated position. We'll take one last deep breath together, bringing our arms up towards the sky, letting the hands meet above head, and we'll take a moment of gratitude for the things outside of us that we cannot control, the things that connect us to the world and we have to just smile at sometimes. And exhale the hands to the forehead in a moment of gratitude for our ability to think, to learn, to know, and to grow in unique ways to us. You can exhale the hands to the mouth and the throat in a moment of gratitude for our ability to speak, to be heard, to be expressed as loudly as quietly as we prefer to in every moment. And finally, exhaling down to the heart center in a moment of gratitude for our ability to live in love, with love, and to know love as it truly is. Peace and love. Peace and blessings. Namaste.